Welcome to the Troll Patrol live. It's a freaking Friday. What the fuck is up, everybody? Since it's a freaking Friday, we should start off like this. Taking a bong rip, right? Yeah. Mainly because I've been really busy today and I haven't had the chance to get properly toasted. And you know me, I don't like to go on the air without being properly toasted. Call in now, 917-830-4359. We had a very interesting show yesterday. The white supremacists that came in on Twitch kind of threw me off my game towards the end, but other than that, it was a neat show. I wasn't expecting nothing. I got a fucking cat swiping at my headphone cord. So this is something I saw breaking earlier, but I haven't had a chance to look at. Seems like every day I get on here and I'm like, I haven't looked at the news yet. I did actually do some show prep today. We have some things to talk about. But this was breaking a few hours ago. The former FBI lawyer expected to plead guilty to altering emails in the Trump aid surveillance story. So let's find out what that shit's all about, shall we? Oh no, it's a Wall Street Journal. I hope I have... Kitties! Stop! Sorry, guys. Smokey! They're being assholes right now. Fucking cats. Do you want to see that? He was in the curtains over there. That's my workbench. It's where I repair cables, make cables, shit like that I need. If something goes bad, I don't fret it. Just cut it off and redo it. Alright, so where were we? Back to the story about the FBI lawyer. So we're on the Wall Street Journal. I was worried that it would lock me out. Oh yeah, see, we need to sign in to read the full story. God damn it. A former FBI lawyer is expected to plead guilty on a charge of altering a document used to seek the continued surveillance of a former Trump campaign advisor. I'm assuming that's Carter Page. The first criminal charge stemming from a long-running review of actions of investigators who worked on the politically charged probe. I would like to see what the fuck is down here. Let's go to a different news site then. So we'll go to the BBC and see what they have to say. So this was in the Mueller report that he altered an email. I already read all that shit. What did the ex-FBI lawyer do? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the question. That's what we're out to answer right now. Mr. Kleinsmith is due to accept responsibility for altering an email used to obtain permission to wiretap a Trump campaign aide. The email from another FBI official was changed to suggest that the aide, Carter Page, had never been a CIA source, whereas Mr. Page was, in fact, a CIA informant. Okay. The document was cited in support of the contention that there was probable cause to support Mr. Page was a knowing agent of Russia. The charges against Mr. Kleinsmith, who during his time at the FBI had been critical of Mr. Trump, stem from the U.S. Justice Department investigation into the origins of the Mueller inquiry. Mr. Trump held the reported guilty plea. Now this is the actual witch hunt. All the motherfucking Republicans yelled witch hunt during the Mueller report. This is a real witch hunt. They're upset that they got caught, and now they're seeking retribution. What numbers are we pumping up? I do this show inconsistently. I've been doing it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think it's pretty good numbers thus far. We're averaging about 100 views. Not bad for just starting out, right, my man? Come on. But if you want to help me pump up those numbers, you share this shit out. Give me likes. Give me hate. Call in and argue with me. That, my friends, that is the entertainment. When I start getting phone calls all the time. Call now, 917-830-4359. Ooh, I forgot. Alright, so we found out what's going on over there. So let's go back to our Facebook profile. People have been mentioning me in their comments. So we're going to the PragerU site. Ooh, there's a whole fight under me. PragerU itself is an incredibly well-funded outlet that pushes propaganda constantly, but they sure do act like they are the underdog. That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, right-wingers are morons. Absolute fucking morons. I won't ban you, brother. Are you trying to get banned? Are you a shit poster? You should call in and talk to me. Tell me about all the times you've been banned, because I've been banned a hell of a lot too, my friend. We're brothers in bannedness. 917-830-4359. At least we pay our own way. We don't need the government to make every decision in our lives for us. What does that even mean? We don't want higher taxation. I do on fucking corporations because they should pay higher taxes. They use the public utilities to make their money. Yeah, I wasn't going to ban you, brother. Have you only been banned from one stream? And what'd you get banned for? Please let me know. I'm interested. No, it's propaganda. We actually broke down. Is this the video? No, it's not the video. Hey, this dude knows what's up. Yes, you would call it propaganda and not a tickle fight. Though I could be talked into a tickle fight, I'm extremely ticklish. I wouldn't like it very much. It depends on who was in the tickle fight. That was kind of uneventful. Steve Edwards commented on my post. I try to get people to call in and argue with me. That's what I want. But you know what? I haven't been paying attention to the phone, so fucking people could have been trying to call in. 917-830-4359. Call now and tell me I'm fucking stupid. Please, I'd love it. I'd love it. I had a dumb fuck liberal argue with me today. I still want to know what you got banned from the other stream for. You're holding out on me, man. Who the fuck is Steve Edwards? Has he got his kid on his profile, but he doesn't show his own face? Is this Steve Edwards? I mean, I shouldn't laugh. I kind of look like him. He might be my long lost father. I don't really have a topic, man. I just kind of talk out of my ass. I roam around on Facebook and see what the fuck is going on. And apparently I found a guy that could be my dad. Shit. Fucking Steve Edwards. What do you want me to talk about? What do you want to talk about? I want to know why you got banned. Apparently they're destroying machinery inside the post office. So hopefully the Democrats should hurry their asses up. Oh, we've got more trolling to check out here. Always appreciate a good Leo meme. I'm a big Leo fan. Oh, I don't want to come back to PragerU and stupid ass Michael Knowles. I don't know, the cat sees something outside. Maynard's not interested anymore. Boom. What kind of language is ticking time bomb? They should be fearful. Motherfucking, have you seen all the people that have been testing positive? All the classes that have already been quarantined? Did I spell quarantine? I did not. My ears are fucking morons. You know what? Let's look at the most recent instead of top stories. Something went wrong. Fuck you, Facebook. I hate Facebook. I hate it with a passion. This is not me promoting Facebook. This is me fucking mocking Facebook. Fuck Facebook. This sounds like an ad. This feels like an ad for a bank masquerading as a news story. Always beware of that kind of shit. Be media literate. Understand the propaganda that people are feeding you. And almost everything that has advertising on it has a fucking corporate slant. People say left wing, right wing, whatever you fucking want. It's corporate. It's corporate. You're thinking about things wrong. They throw these wedge issues at you: abortion, gay marriage, trans bathrooms. That's the shit they want you to argue over because they don't want you to unite around your class interest. Fucking morons. Right-wingers are fucking morons. You can buy the shirt, by the way. The link right below me. Oh, we have a caller. Good evening. You are on the Troll Patrol. What's your name?
This is Sohirith from chat.
Hey, what's up, Sohirith?
Yeah, well, I mean, you look desperate and alone, so I figured I'd call in.
I'm not alone, actually. There's other people.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah. Well, I figured I'll just tell you why I got banned, since that's what you asked for.
Oh, yes. I would love to know why you got banned.
All right. So the first 7 times were like not my fault. Okay, those 7 times, you know, that just happened. That's what happens when you argue with leftists. But on my 8th time, I went to somebody's stream and they had a Discord bot, or sorry, a server bot, a stream bot, and it had the information about how many times I was banned from other users. And as soon as the dude saw 7, his like eyes lit up, and he was like shocked that it was only 7. And I thought to myself, hey, 7 are rookie numbers. I want to see what happens. And I want to see what happens when I go into a stream and that number's like 200.
Yeah, dude. Like, I can't see how many times you've been banned because I'm using a third party. So I'm not on Twitch. I just see the comments, right? So
yeah. Now I just mostly target streams, and I just start arguing whatever the opposite person on stream's arguing, and that usually gets me banned within like a few minutes.
Ah, dude, I'd love to argue with you. What do you want to argue?
I have absolutely nothing planned. I just called in to say why. That's it.
Well, thank you for calling in, man. Do you want to argue about something? You said leftist with like a disdain to your voice. What do you have against leftists?
Oh, well, I mean, just on Twitch, they tend to be very ban happy.
Oh, okay. But you enjoy their content though.
Oh, with their content, I mean, maybe some things on like policy, we might have some minor disagreements.
Do you consider yourself more of a libertarian?
Do I view myself as a libertarian? Not really. I kind of like the government.
Okay. Cool. So you're just kind of like a centrist. Are you Democrat?
No. I mean, I did vote for Obama. But then I voted for Trump, so I don't know. I don't think so.
What made you vote for Trump?
So I was on the Bernie train, pretty heavy.
Hell yeah, man. Cool.
And then they did him in dirty.
Absolutely.
And I had a choice. You know, a lot of people were saying, well, you can't just vote Trump. You just got to suck it up. What are you going to do, not vote? You got to vote for Hillary. That's what you have to do. You can't vote Trump. And I voted Trump instead.
So do you feel like the spite, like from the stupid ass liberals, is why you did it?
Well, I didn't really like how they did things. It kind of proved to me that primary elections, they're not real elections.
I think they are because they work so fucking hard to try to rig them. Like the machinations they had to go through in order to stop Bernie are just like, they're mind blowing, right?
Yeah, but they were taking the court on this. A lot of not me specifically, but a lot of people who donated to the Bernie campaign. They ended up suing the DNC, and they're like, "Hey, you can't just take our money and rig this." And it turns out, yes.
The DNC can do whatever the fuck they want because they're a private organization. I remember that
ruling. That's the thing. It's not, primaries aren't real elections, and I was so dissuaded by like Democrats who like to champion themselves as like people who care about votes. Yet when it comes to something that they control and that's wholly theirs, nah, forget that democracy stuff. Get that out of here. So I was just disgusted. I was absolutely disgusted.
Man, I'm with you, and you are the reason why I get so pissed off at my blue no matter who fucking friends? Because it's infuriating, because the points you're going to make are absolutely valid. And then they want me to have to go out and defend a Biden or a Hillary? Fuck that.
Yeah, well, I mean, just vote. I'd say in general, just vote any way you want. Because when I saw when it happened, and then I looked at like the Republican Party, and I looked at like how chaotic it was, because they had all these voices coming in, they had all these people from like different sections of the party. It that looked where there was like the real democracy, where like it actually mattered. So I said, you know what, I'm going with Trump, and I'm voting for him again. Honestly, I like how things turned out.
Really? I mean, kind of seems shitty at this moment.
Yeah, well, 3 good years, 1 bad year.
Well, I mean,
I can take another 3 good and 1 bad.
Don't you think like that was Obama policy that we were riding high on, and then we've seen what Trump does now. We get tax cuts for the rich. We get crony capitalism.
A lot of I've heard people make that argument to me before in like the first 2 years of Trump, but then are we going to argue now that Obama was all Bush? Are we really going to say that Bush gave us universal health care? No, we're not going to say that.
Whoa, what? Whoa, what? Would you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, well, the argument you've made, I've heard it before, but are we going to say that that everything Obama did was that the Bush wave? Was that the Bush ticket that really made Obama great?
Well, I mean, when we're talking, you talk about healthcare, and that is an actual policy that the administration pushed from the Obama administration. But when we're talking about like the GDP and economic growth, wouldn't you say that the first year and a half of Obama administration, it's kind of like he's riding the wave that Bush did in terms of economic policy, and then it steadily went up from about 2011. And it was setting records before Trump took office, and then continued to set records in terms of the Dow. Correct?
Well, I'd have to look that up, but I remember seeing this was multiple years ago that the Economist came out with the Economist analyzed this, and they said that only about like the first 3 months could be chalked up to Obama. Everything else after that was Trump. I'd have to go back and find that article.
I find that hard. Do you really think a president's policies, in terms of economics, have that long? Because I think like economists usually say about 2 years is about the time period.
Yeah, well, again, I'd have to go back and look at it. Like this is, you have to look at policies.
I mean, you can't argue that the recession happened directly before Obama got elected, right? Like that was what the market crashed in September, October, was it, of 2008?
Yeah. The Great Recession was under Bush, I think, right? 2008-ish.
That's what I'm saying. Like it happened like September or October of 2008 is when
you can't
Fannie and Freddie became insolvent, and that's what the domino effect that caused the market to crash. That was 4 months before Obama took office. So you can't say that recession that happened, for at least 2 years. You can't attribute any of that to Obama, because he's riding just a force of nature that he had no control over. And shit, he turned it around. Because that's one of the things, like, okay, the entire time I've been alive, our economy has done best under Democrats. And that's, like, indisputable. Because there's been 2 Democratic presidents, and both of them have presided over record-breaking economies. And every time a Republican has been in office, the economy has crashed.
Yeah.
My lifetime.
Again, until Trump came along.
The economy is crashing now.
Yeah, but is that him?
Absolutely. He could have shored up the economy. This cratering is absolutely his fault. We could have been over this right now. I could have been getting ready to go see Faith No More in Atlanta next week.
Doubtful. I don't know how.
Oh,
the
no.
virus will
If
come
we'd
out.
had a hard shutdown for a couple months and actually shut the economy down like other countries did instead of this like half-ass shutdown that we did, and everybody had followed regulations, everybody's wearing masks. If everybody wear masks now, we'd be okay in a couple months.
I have to ask you to start naming names, like which country, which policy, because I'm fairly certain after 2 months we'd still have flare-ups again.
Man, I watched New Japan Wrestling the other day. They had people in the crowd.
Say that again?
I watched New Japan Wrestling. They had people. They had like a third of the audience. They're running shows in Japan again.
Yeah, we have protests, and apparently they don't contribute anything to the spread. So
no, because they're outdoors and they're all wearing masks. And my friends were at the protests handing out hand sanitizer and shit.
Yeah, well, there's not really that much of a problem, is there?
If you are outdoors wearing a mask, the chances of spread are relatively slim. The problem is dumb fucks not wanting to wear a mask. The problem is shit like what's going on Broadway in Nashville right now, where you see the pictures of just like dumb fucks all over each other, drunk as shit, no mask. Fucking Sturgis. Oh my God, are we going to see a spike in 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, again, that's people. That's individuals making a choice. You can't really control that.
But we're talking about public policy that should help take care of us.
Yeah, that's the thing about freedom. You leave responsibility to the individual, and if an individual decides not to do it, then any policy you set won't really matter.
Not when we're talking about a public health crisis like a pandemic, and like even the Constitution makes exceptions for the health and public well-being.
Yeah, but that requires martial law. I think you'd have to.
What about people in the Lake of the Ozarks?
Say that again.
I'm trying to pay attention to our chat and listen to you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure. Like, I think people are chiming in on you, but I'm not real sure the point they're making because there is a little bit of a delay. Like you and I were live. They're a few seconds behind.
Oh, what they say?
What about the people in the Lake of the Ozarks? I'm not sure what they're talking. Oh, that was that party where they were at the pool and everything. They were all over each other. Yeah, that shit, that was like Memorial Day weekend. That's the kind of shit that's been contributing to the spread. But if you're like outdoors wearing a mask, you're fine.
Wait, were they outside then?
Yeah, like Memorial Day weekend, they were at the Lake of the Ozarks. Yeah, the pool parties.
They'll be safe. How much alcohol were they drinking? A lot?
A fucking lot, I'm sure, because it's a bar. Bars shouldn't be open right now.
Their system. They'll be fine.
And man, that's the thing is like, I don't give a shit if you get coronavirus and you die. But what I do give a shit about is the fact that I didn't get to go to any concerts this year. I love concerts. Will you please not be a dumb fuck and help us get concerts back? And it will help the economy. Yeah, let's talk about that policy. What do you think about the $600 unemployment?
Currently?
Because the $600 unemployment is what has floated the economy up until this point, and it's getting ready to crash because there is no plus up anymore.
Is it going to? I heard it was going to be. Trump's putting it to 400 now.
Well, apparently he can't do it to 400 because he's wanting the states to match 100, and the states are like, we're fucking broke. So he's like, no, you only get 300 now, and he revised his executive order. And apparently it's coming from a FEMA budget, but it doesn't seem legal, man. He doesn't really have the power to do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, executive orders are just meant to be like temporary things. Since Congress is currently working on it, eventually they're going to have something.
Hey, Democrats passed a bill back in May, brother.
Yeah, exactly. But it still has to pass, the Senate?
Yeah. Are you calling your senators? Are you calling Mitch McConnell? You bitching him out?
No. No, it doesn't really affect me whether or not they decide to do that.
It does actually affect you. You do know that you should be for it because it helps drive up wages, right?
It helps the $600 thing helps drive up wages.
Yes, it does.
Hopefully, but not mine. I already make fairly above minimum wage, so that's not going to affect me whatsoever.
It would drive up everybody's wages. We want
Yeah.
to drive up
Everybody-
everybody's wages. A rising tide lifts all boats.
You're asking me to call in for something that doesn't help me.
But it does. It raises everybody's wages. If we can force companies to pay us more, we're a class, right?
Yeah, I've had the benefit of working under a unionized bankruptcy contract for the aviation industry, and what was it? The damn Democrats decided to raise minimum wage, so I was doing I was doing more work than a burger flipper, but he was being paid equal to me. So
well, isn't that on your employer? Shouldn't you be pissed off at your employer? Hasn't the person that's paying you got you to be pissed off at the wrong people?
Yeah, so you're asking me, should I be mad at my employer?
Yes.
Because my union put me into a contract that was, what's the term? Subverted by the Democratic lawmakers in my city? No. I don't know why I would be mad at my employer for that.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. And like it's like this is something I don't know about, and I don't really want to speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the issue, right? When you're contracted into something in a union, like that's a contract.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
get
really
that.
break a you could quit, right? I could quit my job and work as a burger flipper. There's nothing wrong with that. Several people did. Several people decided, you know what? Why am I breaking my back for this job and a corrupt union that's garbage that put me in this situation that did have no foresight?
I don't know that your
And
union
they went
is
and flipped
corrupt,
burgers.
man, because like the data says that when a union is in town, everybody around the union's wages rise, not just the people that are in the union. So I don't know what you mean by corrupt
everyone in the
union.
city, everyone in the city rise because it was minimum wage. I'm just saying that personally affected me negatively. It doesn't now. I got a much better job now.
Wait,
I went
are
out
you
and
saying
put
that
out-
other people getting paid better affected you negatively?
Yes.
That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude.
Yeah, because I'm doing hard work.
What you're saying is you were locked into a contract that the union negotiated, the minimum wage rose, and you were already locked into that contract. That's what you're saying.
The amount that was on contract, correct.
I'm sorry that happened to you, but that's also not the fault of the people that... You see what I'm saying? Like, it's good that other people got a raise.
Yeah, well, it's good for them. They were making as much as I were making. Honestly, what I should have done is quit and become a burger flipper, but I didn't. I stuck it out, which was a mistake. I should have quit and became a burger flipper.
And you say burger flipper with like this disdain on your voice. What the fuck, dude? Do you not like burgers?
Hey, look, hey, I love burgers. All right, there's a reason
Me
why.
too, motherfucker. What kind of
The
burger
average
you like?
American eats 3 burgers a day. I'm on burger 1. I only eat once a day.
What's your favorite kind of burger?
Favorite kind of burger? Bacon cheese toaster.
Oh fuck yeah! With like a Texas toast.
Hell to the yes.
What kind of cheese you like on it?
American.
American. See, I like a pepper jack kind of guy. I like a little spice.
No, it's got to be American.
I see.
You're either a patriot or you're not.
I don't like the American, man. I don't like the processed stuff.
Oh, okay. Whatever you say, communist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you know the definition of communist? Communism.
Do I know the definition of communism?
Yes.
People working in a commune. I'm assuming it's that simple.
I mean, short answer, yes.
Yeah, I've only partly read the works of Marx. I've mostly only ever read the book that he derived that ideology from, which was Utopia.
I mean, predominantly Marx is a critique of capitalism, and predominantly Marx was right. Like,
well, I mean,
capitalism eats itself, and like it buys out your government, and you see extreme wealth inequality, and eventually it's going to collapse. And do you think we're on the verge of revolution right now?
So do you advocate for capitalism or do you advocate for communism?
Do I advocate for what?
Do you advocate for communism or capitalism?
Okay, so all economies are mixed economies, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
See,
So you advocate
I
for a
like
mixed government?
elements of capitalism.
Everyone does.
I even like the stock market. I myself have stock, right?
I don't own stock. I own T-bills.
Okay. This is a good investment.
Yes. I invest in my government.
Hey, that's patriotic. So, but we need to have a strong social safety net, right? And I think whatever drives
I
up...
like Social Security. Honestly, I haven't met... Well, no, that's wrong. I've met plenty of people who exist, but not many people. There are not many people who would throw Social Security under the bus.
There are. That's like the other day we had this argument because like somebody was telling me like Republicans don't want to cut Social Security. I'm like, motherfucker, I attended a Bush speech on his 40 stops in 40 days to privatize Social Security tour back in 2005.
Yeah, even they don't want to get rid of it. They want social safety nets, but they just believe that the private can do it better. Everyone wants Social Security. Now that it exists, nobody says get rid of it. Not even public should do it.
I don't think that private can do many
Oh, no,
things better.
I know for a fact that the private industry could not handle Social Security. They would treat it like insurance. They would the way insurance used to be done.
They would create some kind of weird financial swap derivative fucking shit and trade and bet on it.
Well, realistically, it would probably be done like 401ks and retirement plans now. It would just be like that, which means that you could probably lose it realistically. You could end up paying your entire life to it and it just disappears. That would probably be like a 401k or some other type of investments. How people, how it goes now.
See, I like you. You're intelligent. You're not one of the normal right-wing morons that I talk with. I'm still kind of hung up on the Trump thing though, man. Like, do you support him like with the black vans snatching people off the streets?
The black band?
Oh, it wasn't necessarily black. I think they were like green and wood panel and shit, weren't they? That's all. Did you see some of the pictures for Portland before they pulled out the federal agents? It was about a week or two ago.
Oh, you mean like the courthouse where they were arresting people?
Yeah, there were federal agents on the streets of Portland just pulling people into unmarked vehicles.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you were cool with that?
Yeah, it doesn't. In the long run, it doesn't really matter. Every single one of them had patches on that identified who they were. The vehicle they used were just, since they had no support, they had to use vehicles.
Apparently, they did not have any kind of identification that nobody even knew the agency that they were from.
Yeah, see, they did indeed have patches. I went over and I looked over. You could see shoulder patches on each and every single one of them. They're not like traditional badges, but they are. Every single.
What agency were they from?
They were from I believe those were Guard. Those were every single one of those were Guard, except for maybe a couple FBI guys.
No. They were from DHS, or you and I might be talking about different fucking shit.
I could look over it. I know that there were Guard there. I know that
there were some Guard there. And it's one of the things that I can, other than the guardsman that shot the guy in Louisville, overall the National Guard has done a decent job with the protests.
Yeah, well, this happened, the Guard usually don't get deployed unless things get serious. They were, for instance, the Guards were present in, what was that riot? Where Trump said there were good people on both sides.
Charlottesville.
There was Charlottesville. Guard were deployed there, but they never actually did anything because.
Did you agree with Trump there, where he was like, "There's good people on both sides," talking about the obvious racists?
I was there. There was old men walking around with their children talking about how they're pulling down the statue and it's wrong. Are you going to tell me that old man and that child were both racist?
Well, yeah, if you're defending that statue, yes.
No, you can defend a statue, not be racist.
Charlottesville, that's the Robert E. Lee statue, isn't it?
That might be, yeah. That might actually just be a Robert E. Lee statue.
Did you know that Robert E. Lee talked about monuments to the Confederacy?
Say that again.
Robert E. Lee actually was asked about monuments to the Confederacy. Do you know what he said about it?
I have absolutely no clue. It doesn't really matter to me.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah, who cares?
So if I was to show you that Robert E. Lee actually said that there shouldn't be monuments to the Confederacy, that it would, I think he said, retard race relations in the South. And
what was his name? George W. No, not George W. I can't believe it. George Washington.
Go back to because we're talking the statue, the man that there is a statue of.
The point I'm trying to make is George Washington said, "Don't have parties," and we had parties immediately. It really doesn't matter. People build monuments to people they idolize, whether or not they care.
And you admit that people that's what the monuments are about. It's about idolizing the Confederacy. You admit that?
Yeah, some people idolize the Confederacy, but what
they're racist.
Means to some people,
they're racist.
We see it. No, they're not racist.
Yes, they are. What was the Confederacy about?
What was it? Slaves.
Exactly. It was about slaves.
Freedom from the federal government or something like that. It was just still irrelevant. How people view their history is separate from, actual history. That's the thing with Americans.
But I'm telling you right now that the person that there is a statue of said there shouldn't be a statue of him. Are you ready for this?
All right. So if you're saying they're all racist, you are aware that there's black people in these protests trying to protect. So you have to say that black people, to be aware with the ideology, you have to say that black people who are flying Dixie flags in front of a statue are racist.
Yes.
It's dumb.
Yes. You can be a fucking flaming
so here's
racist.
The thing. The reality is you can be outright racist. You could say the most racist.
Here's what General Robert E. Lee said.
But that doesn't make you racist.
As regards the erection of such a monument as is contemplated, my conviction is that the attempt would have the effect of continuing, if not adding to, the difficulties under which the Southern people labor. And he was correct, because we have not dealt with the atrocity that is slavery. We have kept it. Why do black people have to start a movement about their lives mattering? Could it be because that we have statues all over the fucking place to the traitors that enslaved them? Would you agree with that?
No. They didn't have to start the movement. It was unnecessary.
I just gave you a perfect example of why somebody might feel that their life doesn't matter in this country.
Yeah, well, if, again, you don't really care about people's feelings about the statue, so I don't really care what they feel.
Hold on. But it is without question that the statue is a monument to slavery, to racism, to white supremacy.
So the meaning of the statue is determined by the people.
The meaning of the statue is slavery, racism, and white supremacy.
That's incorrect.
No, it is absolutely correct, because I can show you the documents of secession from the South. They said it themselves. It was about the supremacy of the white race. They said that phrase over and over and over again. They said it themselves that that's what that was about. So you don't get to dictate that it was about something else.
Built that statue? You're telling me the Confederate States put money in and built that statue?
No, the United Daughters of the Confederacy raised money to build the statues. Just like they raised money to be able to change textbooks in the South. It's part of what's called the Lost Cause movement. That was the attempt to erase history.
So you've already answered my question. So that was long after the Confederates were gone.
That was during the Civil Rights Movement, yes.
So it's gone. So it doesn't matter.
It was during the... Whoa. Everything fucking matters. History goddamn matters. You don't get to fucking like, oh, no, that doesn't matter. Just because it's inconvenient to your argument.
Well, it's not inconvenient. It's irrelevant.
No, it's absolutely irrelevant why those statues were there. They were put there to intimidate minorities. They were put there to say, do not forget who is in charge here.
No, I'm fairly certain
that is exactly why they were put there by the United Daughters of the Confederacy. as part of the
We could
Lost
literally-
Cause movement.
Yeah, the Lost Cause movement was literally
Because
like,
a
okay, let's
statue is
explain
to
this
exalt
so we
people.
don't look
We've
so bad.
already established that. So we have a statue
No, we
to
don't.
white supremacy, and the man that
If you
even
have
the
statues
statue
like
is
supremacy.
of says that the statue shouldn't be there.
Even if we agree to it, the people who put it up are long dead. So it's the people who exist who determine it. And don't get me wrong.
And
if
they
put
want it
up to
taken
a vote
down.
And they want, yeah, and if they put it to a vote, that's the thing. I just don't want violence. If they put it
Well,
up to a
one, we
vote,
shouldn't put that
and
kind
the
of
vote-
shit to a vote.
Yeah, put it to a vote. And if they
People
want to get
should
rid
not
of it, get rid of
have
it.
to fucking vote on their fucking rights and shit, man.
People don't have to vote on their rights and shit.
Yes, they have! Throughout the entire history of this goddamn country.
The way you said that sounded insane, because you sound insane.
Because I sound insane. No,
Yes,
the
I'm
idea
down.
that people haven't
If
had
they
to
can vote on
put
it,
their
they can
rights to
literally
a
vote on
vote throughout the entire history of this country. If you're disputing that, you're fucking insane.
Well, I mean, because I have right to dispute it. But in the grand scheme of
But you
things,
can't
doesn't
dispute
matter
it.
because
It's a fucking fact.
statues are cultural icons, and you can simply vote to remove it. That's it. So just vote to remove it. Don't get violent about it. That's it.
And people keep, okay, like the Birmingham in Alabama voted to remove their statue. The fucking state stopped them. What do you think about
Was it
that?
was it on state or was it on city property?
No, the state passed a law that you couldn't remove a statue that was over 50 years old.
Yeah. Well, then now they have to go through the state.
But you just said, oh, if the people vote on it, so you can keep putting these fucking hoops up.
Yeah, and the people did vote on it.
Yes, Birmingham
One
voted
went
on it and they
local,
wanted
one
it
went above
removed.
it. Look, if they went local, but someone went above them, then they have to go to either the same route or higher. Our court system's the same way. It's like getting mad that a higher court removed the lower court's order. You have to go to a higher court.
And you keep moving the goalposts, moving the goalposts, moving the goalposts.
What's
The statue shouldn't be there in the fucking first place.
democracy.
There shouldn't be a fucking statue to white supremacy anywhere in this fucking country. Period. End of story.
I have a question. All right, I have to get the door. I got company over right now.
All right, brother.
Sorry,
Have a good
Captain
night,
Short.
man. Thanks for calling in.
Good luck. Good luck.
That was interesting. Why is white on white crime so high? Answer fucking that. Jesus Christ. Why do people why do I keep getting racist from Twitch? Holy shit. It was a decent conversation for a little while. Like, apparently he feigned intelligence for he had to be just a shit poster. He was trying to get under my skin. Had to be. What the fuck is this an ad for? Oh, okay. It looked completely different. I did not lose anything. I don't know what you're fucking talking about. The dude just didn't have any idea. Yeah, I lost. There's a statue to a guy that said there shouldn't be a statue to him. And you guys are defending that. And he says the very reason why there shouldn't be a statue to him. The fucking reason all the shit's going on out here. Right-wingers are fucking morons. Buy the shirt. Tell me I lost. Why don't you call in and argue with me? 917-830-4359. Yeah, if you think you won that argument, you're a fucking moron too. It's a freaking Friday. The quote is still up on the fucking screen. Oh, Jesus Christ. But there should be a statue of the guy that said there shouldn't be a statue of him. Because he was so great that we should fucking exalt him. Except we shouldn't listen to what he actually fucking said. Jeez, right-wingers are fucking, like, idiots. The best Iron Maiden song. I really like Fear of the Dark, and it was badass in concert. That's where I got this shirt. I like the song of Brave New World an awful lot. I'm a huge Bruce Dickinson fan, man. I'm getting ready to wrap it up here. It's been an eventful night. They played the Trooper, man. Because of course they did. At least we can all bond over Iron Maiden. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night. As always, go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's alright to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We'll see you next week on the Troll Patrol Live. You too, man. Have a great